It's the Tiki and Tierney show. Now, we don't know how this is going to go, but we know how it usually goes when the Giants start messing around with wild card games. You never know. So, before we start messing around with the show, it's nice out. Open the windows and crank it up, Zoo!
Brady's under pressure. Brady's chased. Brady heaves one down the middle of the field into the end zone. A jump ball, and it's incomplete. And the ball game's over. And the Giants have won Super Bowl 46.
Let's go. Tone has been set. Barber jersey has entered the building. I've got the jersey. I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to do that to Giant fans. I'm certainly not doing that to my Jets. I'm a Jet guy. I will respectfully prop it over my shoulder. Are you ready to go, Tiki?
I mean, I'm not playing, so it's all good for me.
Come on.
You're over here talking about the Super Bowl. I'm just trying to beat the Minnesota Vikings, which I believe can happen.
One begets two.
Yeah,
two begets three.
It's true. How many games would it be? 4? Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Division, I know, wild card division championship,
Super
and then the Super Bowl.
Wild card now, T. Come on.
Super wild card. Yeah, you add one more game. It's super wild card now. Look, the Giants have every right to believe that they can get to the Super Bowl. I said it the other day. Now, it's going to be hard if they get deep and they have to play the 49ers. But the reality of this game that's right in front of them is that it's the only one that matters. Stop thinking forward, Giants fans. Don't listen to BT. Don't let BT gas you up.
Me.
Super Bowl final calls against the New England Patriots.
Hey, there's a couple others I can dust off. So
11, what was that? 11 seasons
out.
ago? No, 10 seasons ago. Where they beat the New England Patriots the last time the Giants won a Super Bowl, obviously. But the reality is they have the Vikings right in front of them, and they played them well, left too much time on the clock at the end of their week, I think it was 15 or so meeting, earlier meeting of them, week 16 meeting. But there's a way to beat the Minnesota Vikings, and that's what's important. They're pretty damn good, 11-0 in one possession games. I just looked through all of them, and it's just like, dude, they just have these ridiculous drives at the end. But the way to beat the Minnesota Vikings is to make Kirk Cousins uncomfortable. If he's sitting in the pocket and he can choose between all of these weapons that he has, he's going to pick you apart. But if you find a way to make him move, he can't throw well on the run. He gets flustered. He's been sacked, 46
times?
Which is not first in the league, surprisingly.
But it's close. The number's 55.
It's still a lot.
With Fields and Russell Wilson.
46 is a lot
of
sacks in the season. So as much as we talk about Saquon Barkley and whoever the receivers are, they're going to step up in this game, or Adoree Jackson coming back, or Xavier McKinney who's gotten healthy again, or Julian Love, this game for the Giants will be won with their defensive front. And whether that's Dexter Lawrence, who's had a Pro Bowl / All-Pro type season as well. By the way, he was on the players, the first ever players
Biggest
All-Pro
shame I've ever seen. It was horrendous. How was Aaron Donald on that list over our guy?
No idea.
He shouldn't be.
No idea.
It's a joke.
Either way, he's had a great. Sauce was on it.
No, he wasn't.
I
don't think Sauce was on it.
He wasn't?
I don't think so.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
It's awful. It's the dumbest list I've ever seen.
My point is that the Giants' defensive line has to be elite.
That's right.
The Minnesota Vikings just put 2 guys on IR.
Yep.
And they are vulnerable in their front. They've been vulnerable all season. Now they're really vulnerable
yes, they are.
in their front. So it's as much as we want to talk about the Daniel Joneses and the Saquon Barkleys and the back end of the Giants defense, it is on Kayvon Thibodeau. It's on Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams. Hopefully he's okay with that trap injury, and Azeez Ojulari. Those guys have to get after Kirk Cousins and make him uncomfortable. And if they can't, then Wink's got to bring the house and bring it often.
Okay.
Because if Kirk Cousins is running, Kirk Cousins is not as good.
Okay, first of all, I am absolutely envious. I wish I had a playoff game this weekend. All right, let me just get that out of the way. It's the call to arms. I need energy. I need passion, and I need laser focus all day. All right, number one. So when we hammer these calls and we're getting to them early, I want those 3 things. Without those, we're moving on. We're not hemming and hold. I want energy. I want passion. I want focus. Okay, now, I also want blood. I want blood. Now, I don't want blood in the gory sense. I don't want to sound like a crazy person. It's not even my team. I have a lot of respect for Kirk Cousins. I've been joking for years. I know it's probably old at this point. Kirk Cousins is the guy. If you look down the pew and they're starting to hand out the little dish to get a little money for the church or the temple, whatever, you see Kirk's face, you tack in 100 million, 100 more, not 100 million, 100 more. You're like, this guy, I just trust this guy. I inherently like this guy. You know what? All right, let me reach a little deeper into the pockets. Here you go, sir. He's got the nice button down, the khakis, the hair parted to the side. That's on Sunday Mass, all right? On Sunday games, he is a slightly above average quarterback under duress. And as Tiki chronicled, the offensive line, which isn't even any good to begin with, is now further compromised. So all the stories that we've touched on this year for the Giants, and there's been a multitude of them, but the two that have led the race. Number one, Brian Daboll changing the culture, all right, evident from week 1 Tennessee. And number two, Daniel Jones and the constant discussion about his long-term viability here. Contract, is he the guy? Well, both questions have been answered. That's not the key to this week. The key is I need blood. I need a little, just a little, just 1, 2, 3. I don't need a lot. I need a couple of drops from Kirk Cousins' chin. Nothing that a little.
Oh, you mean literal blood?
Oh yeah. Nothing that a little butterfly stitch can't handle. I don't want to see the guy sewn up yet. I mean, get the little butterfly stitch. I want him to get popped in the first quarter legally, right under the strap by whomever against that porous offensive line, because that is the only way the Giants are winning. The Giants defense either needs to score a touchdown or needs to force a turnover, get it inside the tight red. We could talk all day about Jones and Daboll and Saquon and this guy. The defense, the Giants have to win old school.
Yeah, they
the
do.
way the Giants usually win when they win.
No, I think you're right about that. Looking at Saquon's got to do what Saquon's got to do, of course. Daniel Jones has got to be mistake-free, of course. You got to get some heightened play from whoever it is, Isaiah Hodgins, who's been great, or Richie G. Like, those things are going to happen. And they're not going to go out there and score 6 points and win this game, the Giants. So they're going to have to do the offensive side. But the X factor is going to be what Wink Martindale comes up with, because there's a lot of ways to get beat by the Minnesota Vikings. We've talked about this many times about Justin Jefferson. He is trending to be one of the greatest wide receivers in the history of the NFL. Like the whole Randy Moss thing and the Jerry Rice's, he's ahead of those guys in what he's done in his first 3 years of his career. So he's trending to be elite. So how do you just stop him? You try to slow him down? Like what is the formula for Justin Jefferson?
It's to crush Kirk Cousins.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
He's not.
Crush him.
He's not a running back.
Legally, of course.
He's not a running back.
No.
You're not turning around and handing the ball off to him. The ball has to be delivered via throw to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, it's true.
So since you can't contain that dude, you got to contain the guy that gets him the football. And then T.J. Hawkinson's the other one you got to think about and worry about. But we've talked about how Landon Collins, his evolution, really, it's really his health. He got signed to the practice squad. He got a banged-up knee, I believe it was, and he's kind of limping around for a couple of snaps early on in the season. But now that he's gotten healthy, now that he's gotten right, he's made that defense so variable. So Landon Collins is a big deal for the T.J. Hawkinson problem. But there's no way to really contain the Justin Jefferson problem unless you knock the crap out of Kirk Cousins.
I want energy. I want passion. I want focus. Let's go. 877-337-6666. Giant fans, let's hear it. Kyle, Jersey City. Kyle, what's happening, buddy? How are you?
Oh, man, guys, I'm so psyched to be talking to you. This is the first-time caller. I've been listening to you for the past year.
Love it.
And I am psyched for some G-Men football. It's been way too long. And I'm driving right now, so I'm going to be really careful.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So where are you watching the game? Oh, that's the other thing. I want to know where you guys are watching. I want to know what the plan is for Sunday. Where are you watching the game, Kyle?
All right, so I'm watching it at my favorite local bar called Ed and Mary's. They've been closed for the past 2 weeks, so I've been a man without a country. They've been doing some repairs, but they're going to be open today. So I've got my country back. I've got my team playing on Sunday.
Nice.
I'm ready. I'm wearing blue today because I heard the call from the team. We're doing it our way. I am psyched.
I love that. By the way, I love that new campaign. I don't know who came up with it or when it started, when they formulated it. It's just cool. because it's not traditional. It's not like.
But it is. It's going back to tradition.
Yeah.
We're going to win how we always win. Yeah, that's why I played it on the air. It was kind of long. I played the whole Strahan's hype video the other day. I love it. Our way.
It's always been defense.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Giants' way wasn't, all right, let's win 43-37. Not that they haven't had some blowouts. You guys smashed the Vikings, whatever, 40-41 zip back. I mean, there's been games where the offense obviously got nuts. You were great, but defense.
But think about that. They threw a donut up. We threw a donut up that game. So
that's true.
You could laud the offense for scoring 41 points, but Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss, who were young and elite at that time, did nothing.
Didn't you say that Randy kind of quit that game?
Oh, dude, we knew it. We knew it.
Now, how do you know? How can you tell when somebody quits? He's just dogging on routes?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he
but at what point did he do that?
I don't know. Middle of the second quarter.
Oof.
It was early. And John Fox knew it. He said, if you hit this guy, he's going to quit. If you limit success early, he's going to quit. He quit.
Andrew's in Belmar. He's on the fan, Tiki and Tierney. Andrew, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Hey, Tiki and Tierney. I love your guys' show always.
What's up, Andrew?
I'm a Giants fan, and I am pumped. I'm pumped that we're in this. You know, my experience with the Giants is, even when we're not the best team with the best record, we go, when it's crunch time, we win. And obviously, we don't have Eli Manning anymore. But I think that if Daniel Jones doesn't throw any interceptions, doesn't fumble the ball, we have a fair shot. We got a good defense. Our offense could do what it needs to do, and I am psyched.
He's perfect for this role that he's in right now, Daniel Jones, because he's not affected emotionally. Like, he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. Just kind of, BT and I were watching some post-game, I don't know, just interviews with Daniel Jones. And I was like, this is exactly how a quarterback is supposed to be.
Well, you said in New York.
In New York. Specifically in New York.
You did say
right?
that.
The days of, Joe Namath wearing a fur coat and furthering his brand by being the coolest dude on the block are done.
Yeah. Sanchez was a little close, not in terms of talent, but remember he had that shoot?
Yep.
And his boys were dogging him. He had GQ, I think, with his shirt off or something. He was trying.
You got to be a professional.
Yeah, you have to.
And Daniel Jones exudes professionalism and just confidence.
Yep. Listen, I don't care. See, this is the beautiful thing about football. Not always like this in the NBA, but in football, it doesn't matter what they're saying over on Good Morning Football or on First Take. It doesn't even matter what we're saying on this show. We can get on the air and say, Giants going to lose. It doesn't matter. You show up with a conviction that the Giants have had all year and a level of accountability and, the most part, execution as well. And you roll into that stadium. You were there the day before Christmas, and if a 61-yard field goal doesn't go through the uprights, there's a really good chance you win that game. I mean, the Giants, I expect the Giants to play well, and I expect the Giants to be there. I do.